This time we've got for review a real winter beast. It's Ski-Doo MXZ XRS 600 snowmobile. And do not think it's going to be another boring review. Not at all, we are going to do some stunt on a ramp. We want to find out if this sled will be able to survive it. Let's go! Hi guys, as usually it's me, just a voiceover, and you're watching Review Machines. So let's see what we're having today. It's racing two-stroke sled, Ski-Doo MXZ, a real reckless snowmobile. By the way, you may not know, but Ski-Doo is BRP branch that produces top-class snowmobiles. Some people even consider them as the best snowmobiles in the world. But in this particular case, we have a very tough sled. Forget about any comfort, we don't have here even standard features like electric start and heaters. But on the other hand, we have so aggressive two-stroke engine and quite a little weight. If you are going to buy such a sled, you should know for sure what you are going to do with this real winter beast. Winter stunt, serious sports and reckless snow riding. Are you sure you can daunt it? As any racing sled, this one has a shorter track than usual tourist snowmobile. The total weight is only 200 kilos. It's so light for such a powerful machine. And speaking about the power, we have here so aggressive two-stroke engine Rotax 600cc and 120 horsepower. Why two-stroke? Well, these engines are more aggressive, they provide better acceleration, and they are lighter than four-stroke analogs. The flip side, they are louder, not so smooth, and you have to always remember about the fuel mix. Then we have here a top-class suspension system Kayaba Race, with adjustable shocks. It's designed to sustain jumps and blows, it's really heavy-duty. Then we have here a manual engine starter, no any wind chills, a tough single seat. Dashboard is quite clear and simple. Also we see here some tuning stuff like graphics, external radiator and reinforced frame. Guys, I've never ridden a race sled before, so I want to share with you my very first impressions. It's quite tough thing to ride a racing sled for an unskilled rider. First of all, we have here a very peculiar CVT transmission calibrations. You push the throttle, but the sled doesn't move. And only when the engine gets high rotation speed, the sled takes off. It was made on purpose to provide the best acceleration, but on the other hand, the snowmobile may seem quite jumpy for a new bike. In this way it's almost impossible to get a smooth and comfort riding on the machine. Then it's worth saying about very tough suspension, it shakes you hard. But as to the acceleration, it's really impressive. Push the throttle and hold the handlebar as strongly as you can. It's racing snowmobile, it's so dope. Now it's high time to let our pro rider show us what this sled really can do. By the way, today we've come to the training of Pro Riders team to make this video. So now you can see how professionals handle a racing sled. It may seem tough and naughty beasts only for newbies, but with a pro rider, the sled is an obedient machine that follows every tiny wish of its owner. Speaking about pro riders, I should mention that nowadays this sport is becoming very popular. Freestyle on snowmobiles, it's a very spectacular show, the hardest trial for both the rider and the machine. And we are looking forward to see some awesome stunts. And what about you? But it goes without saying that stunt on a snowmobile is extremely dangerous. It takes thorough preparations, every tiny detail must be ready to the hardest actions. A little mistake may lead to the serious consequences. That is why the crew is preparing very carefully before stunts. Both Amanda and the sledge have to be in perfect shape. Finally, everything seems to be ready. We are going to start right now. It is a fascinating show to watch a snowmobile flying over you. You can take it from me. If you have never seen this stuff before, I insist you should have a look at a snowmobile stunts in real life. It takes place not very often, but if there is such an opportunity, do not miss it. Certainly, it's a very stressful thing for the machine. The hardest part about it is the landings. Despite the suspension is so heavy-duty, it's almost impossible to sustain such blows without damage for the snowmobile. This time we've damaged the sled quite seriously. The external radiator has been crashed, fluid leaked, frame slightly deformed and so on. Well guys, I think it was quite an unusual review, wasn't it? By the way, I have a very curious question for you. Actually, the standard radiator perfectly manages its duty, cause when sled moves, it's covered with snow, so there are no any problems with overheating usually. So what do you think? Why did they make an external radiator on this sled? Please post the comments with your guesses. And now let's call it a day. Thanks for watching guys, please consider subscribing the channel if you like this video. It will be many more interesting materials here. Goodbye.